So let's begin sitting. So you can come into a comfortable cross-legged position. If you have something to sit up on, you might grab a cushion, blanket, block, whatever you need to sit comfortably. And we'll begin with eyes closed. Just using these first few moments to settle in. Slow down your breath. And just see what's here for you right now. What do you notice sensation-wise in your body? You might tune into your mental, emotional state. The feeling and sound of your breath. Your energetic level, just whatever is right here. And see if perhaps what you're feeling, what you're noticing, could be the perfect place to start your practice from, just like this. And as we move through class, and through lots of different poses and shapes, we'll be going towards greater health and well-being, going towards expansiveness, towards ease, towards all the things we care about. But at any moment, you might again recenter and just drop into letting this be just like this. You can let your eyes open, keeping a soft focus. And feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you throughout the practice. Let's begin with a side stretch. We'll take the right arm up and over. You can lean onto your left hand or elbow, reaching through your fingers. And as you do that, stay grounded through the right sit bone. So rather than tipping off of it, both sit bones grounded. And then take a few big circles, reaching your arm as far back as you can. Exploring your range of motion, your shoulder joint. Just feeling how the sensation moves to different parts. Finish up the circle you're on, coming to a side stretch. And then curve your way around through center and come all the way over to the other side. Opening up into a side bend, left arm, grounding down through left sit bone, reaching out, and then a couple big circles. Reach your arm as far back as you can. And go at the pace that feels interesting for you. Try not to skip over any part of the circle, so you're really waking things up. Finish up the circle you're on, coming back to a side stretch. And then curve through center. We're going to come all the way over to the first side. Take one big circle. When you get back to the beginning, curve through center, all the way over, one big circle. And then curve to center, and we're going to hang out there over the legs. So that could be resting onto the hands, could be coming down to the elbows, or maybe all the way to the floor, just working with your body, folding to the degree that you are able, and releasing here. And then walk your hands in, rolling up. And bring hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. And then roll your shoulders back, your elbows back. Lift the chest. Take the chest as high as you can, sternum rising up. Each breath, see, is there more? Like you're filling up a balloon in the chest, floating it up to the ceiling. And then release. Come up, hands to knees, round back. Lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin. And then roll your way back up. Let's recross the legs so the other leg is in front or on top. Sitting tall, drop your right ear over to right shoulder, and we'll press down through the left shoulder, looking for a stretch on the left side of the neck. And you could lift or lower your chin to move the sensation to slightly different parts of your neck. And then rotate chin to chest. Come over to the other side. Both shoulders drop, but now a little bit more through the right side, looking for a stretch there. Rotate chin to chest, come back to the first side, and then go back and forth a couple times, little half circles or 3/4 circles. Watching the sensation move from one side over to the other. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there, interlace your fingers behind your head, and let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of the neck. Release, arms down, head floats up. We'll bring hands to the floor behind us again. Shoulders roll back, elbows roll back. Puff up the chest, reaching it high. And then release, come up, hands to knees, round back. Roll your way back up. Let's bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart. And then shift your hands to the floor in front of your feet, and we'll take a little rock front to back. So as you rock your weight forward, you can look for a stretch through your toes as you rock back, getting into calves, ankles, Achilles tendon. Also feeling your hands touching the floor, waking up the palms of the hands, getting hands ready to receive more weight soon. And then we'll drop the heels, lift the hips, and come back to hang in ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You might just let arms drop. You can link elbows, but you could also use support through your arms, resting elbows on thighs or hands on ankles. See if you can find a position where you're able to let the weight of your head drop. You might even shake it out a little bit, letting the heaviness of your head hang. Let's plant the hands near the front of the mat and step back into a high push-up position. Bringing the whole body into a straight, long line. Feeling the strength of your underside lifting you up. And then shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up, elbows hugging the sides. Then come into your back bend, and that could be as low or high as you like. Cobra or up dog, This first one, you might move around a little bit, exploring how is it to be in your body in this shape right now. What do you notice? And then back to down dog when you're ready, hips high. So as we come into each pose, each shape, start with what you know. Everything you've learned about your body, about this shape, applying all that. Let that be the very beginning, and then curiosity. What are you noticing? What are you feeling right here? Using what you feel to fine-tune. And also moment by moment, seeing, can I feel all that this is stirring up? And let it be just like this, however this is. Is there any resistance that I might let go of here now? Let's drop the knees and sink back to child's pose, just practicing that as a good option. Remembering that you have the option of resting anytime, whether you rest in this shape or a different one. When you come back to your rest, that could be a good place to reestablish your focus. Slow down your breath. If you had been thinking about other things, bring it back right here, right now, just this. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and let's pull back through the right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And then back to center. Lift up through table. Come back through down dog. Bend your knees, look forward and lightly hop or step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let your head release fully. Inhale, up to standing, sweep the arms high. Exhale, press arms down, standing tall, mountain pose, Tadasana. Feeling your feet into the floor. Lengthening the head up, away from that. Let's take a full A-series sun salutation. Next inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen, part way up. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. And please take the time you need for all your transitions. And here we'll take 5 deep breaths, and that could be in down dog, but you could just as well come to child's pose or sitting or on the forearms or knees, any neutral shape. More important than the shape, coming back to a quality of presence, of ease, slowing down. One more deep breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, when you're ready, take your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. If this would work better from hands and knees, you're welcome to drop the left knee or do this on the forearms. Feeling what you're doing. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, and then circle your ankle a few times. Big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Shift your weight forward. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm, little twist. Reach it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest, working core strength. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Sink low. Each inhale, more space and length. Each exhale, more grounding. Last breath here. Tip forward. Standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square. And with the upper body, letting go like ragdoll. Can you let your head hang? Really working that back leg straighter, longer, higher without opening the hip. But can there be ease as well? Relaxing your jaw. One more breath here. Step back. Warrior one. Drop the back heel. Inhale, arms up. And settle in. Feeling how your breath moves through this shape right here. Last breath. Release. Make your way back to down dog. You could take a vinyasa. You could just step back, or you could move in any other way. Let the transitions be a time for you to take good care of yourself. Feeling what you're doing. From down dog, when you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a few times, getting out all those clicks, both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. Right towards the center of your chest. Reach it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Arms up. Sink low. And each breath, see what else. So every inhale, is there anything to open, expand, lengthen? keeping that each exhale, is there anything to release? Could you become even more grounded, more at ease? Last breath here. Tip forward. Standing splits. 100% effort going towards full expression. 100% surrender. Letting it be just like this. Is there any resistance you might let go, even here? Last breath. Step back. Warrior one, inhale, arms up. Settle in. Arms straighter, longer, higher, but shoulders softening, face softening. Last breath here. Release. Hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. Could be through a vinyasa. Could be moving in some other way. And then settle into a good resting pose. Down dog or child's pose or sitting, something else. If it's useful, close your eyes. Letting go of everything we've just done. Everything we might do. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step. Or hop your feet forward, inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees and come into chair, Utkatasana. Hips sink back and down like you're sitting into a chair, but head lifts high, spine lengthening up and down. Arms straight, long, high, but shoulders drop. One more breath here. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, one breath. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Let's come into warrior three, shift forward and find your balance. If you want to make this easier, you can keep your torso high and your leg low, as long as it's a straight line from torso to leg. If you want to tip forward, just keep that connection. Parallel to the floor is one option, it's not the only option. Supporting leg can be bent or straight. You can choose any arm position. Feel the top of your head connected to the left foot, reaching away from one another. Last breath here. Step back. Warrior one breath. Release through some movement transition, finding your way to down dog. Just taking one thing at a time, feeling right where you are. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior three, shift forward and find your balance. So customizing each pose so it works for you, for how you are right now. And then whatever outer shape you're choosing, how much can you feel inside of this? You Can you open up perception when it's like this? Can you relax your face? Feel your breath here. Last breath. Step back. Warrior one. Release through a vinyasa or your movement transition. And then again, settle into a good rest, letting go. And each rest, letting go of everything that gets in the way of just simply being. If even for a few moments, nothing to do, nothing to figure out. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog. And step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior three, one breath. Come in. Step right back to warrior one. From here, we'll open out to warrior two and then take your time settling in. Tending to the details you're aware of. And then getting curious, what else is there to notice and discover right now? Let's flip the right palm to face the ceiling, reverse warrior two. Straighten the front leg, triangle, reach out to come down. You can bring your hand where you like, your shin, your ankle, a block, or the floor. Expanding past the tips of the fingers, past the top of the head. Last breath here. Release. Make your way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa, you might move in some other way. Left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior three. Step back. Warrior one. Open out. Warrior two. Letting everything you ever learned about your body be the very beginning. And then can you stay in curiosity, not knowing, just open. Flip the left palm, reverse warrior two. And then straighten the front leg, triangle. Each breath, the pose becoming both more dynamic and more at ease. Last breath here. Let's release. Make your way back to down dog. And then a good rest. Letting go. The rest is a time to wipe the slate clean, really dropping everything that's happened. Nothing to go over, nothing to prepare for, just simply being. And let's make our way to hands and knees, tabletop. And if you want to pad your knees, you're welcome to. And we'll set up for a twist here. From table, lift the left arm all the way up and then curl from fingertips down. Thread it just behind the right wrist and then keep threading it through until you come onto your shoulder and side of your head. From here, you can push the right hand into the floor, rolling open through the right shoulder. And as with any pose, when you first come into it, if it's not immediately working for you, if it's not already interesting or useful, explore. What's it like if you shift your weight a little more to one knee or the other? If you change something, there's going to be an effect. So get curious. What's it like to be in my body in this shape now? Let's release this side, unwind. Take a moment in neutral. You might take a few rolls through your spine or any other movement to release that side. And then from hands and knees, right arm sweeps up. Curl from fingertips down, thread it through. Coming onto the shoulder and side of the head, and then getting curious. Any shift of weight, any change in what you're doing will have an effect. Rather than there being one right way and we're trying to figure out what that right way is, just through trial and error, exploring how is it to be in my body here. Let's release, unwind. And again, a few rolls through the spine on your own time, arching, curving. You can add any side to side or front to back movement. You can find your way back to down dog. And let's get set up for a pigeon pose on the right side. So we're going to slide the right knee forward. Scoot back through the left leg, help the hips get as low as they'll go, and then see if some support would be useful for you. A little something under the right hip, a cushion, block, or blanket could be useful as you fold forward, maybe some support under the chest or forehead. And then be like a detective for resistance, just scanning through your body. Is there any unnecessary holding, gripping, mentally, physically? And each exhale, seeing, is it possible to settle in a little bit more? Feeling all that this shape stirs up. And letting it be just like this. Let's bring the upper body back up. Take your time. If there's something under your right hip, slide it out of your way so that you can lean to the right, swing the back leg around to the front, and then lean over onto the left hip and send the right leg back. And if that didn't get you into a pigeon pose on the other side, find your way there. You might need to adjust the angle, set up props. Props are useful. And then settle in. So when we're really consciously noticing resistance, it can be like an embodied serenity prayer. So if you notice resistance, if there's some struggle, first see, is there anything to be done about it? Maybe you need a prop under your right hip, or there's something going on with your knee and a different pose would actually serve you better. So changing what you can change. And then when you've done everything that there can be done, if there's any resistance left, maybe it's an inside job. Maybe it's possible to just surrender. And that's certainly easier in certain situations, poses, than others. So this can be a growing in capacity to feel this and let this be, just like this. Let's bring the upper body back up. Take your time. If you do have something under the left hip, slide it out of your way. This time we'll lean to the left, bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee, and we'll set up for a seated spinal twist. Ideally, both sit bones are down. If you can't get that right hip down, you might instead do this with the left leg straight, so you can feel both sit bones grounding. We'll bring the right hand to the floor behind us. Left arm can hug or hook to the outside of the knee. As you inhale, sit a little taller. As you exhale, rotate more, looking back over your shoulder, and then keep going breath by breath. Inhale, more height. Exhale, deeper twist. Last breath here. Let's release back around to the front, unwind and switch. Other leg on top, bottom leg can be straight or bent. Left hand to the floor behind you, right arm hugs or hooks. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, rotate. We can very carefully play the edge. What's possible? Not blasting through or going beyond what's possible, but right up to it and listening to those subtle changes. If it's too much, backing out just enough. Something opens, moving into that space. Last breath here. Let's release, unwind, and just take a little windshield wiper side to side. Let the knees flop one way and the other. As you're on one hip, you might rub that hip into the floor like a bear would do against a tree. And let's make our way onto our backs. Bring your knees to your chest. A little self-massage for the lower back. Little circle or rock, feeling what's touching the floor. If there's parts of your back or top of the hips that can use some pressure, rock back and forth on those places. And then drop your feet to the floor, and we'll get set up for a couple back bends. We'll start with bridge, and then you can take it where you like from there. So begin from a place of ease. Feet are hip width apart, parallel, right under your knees. And check in, face relaxed, fingers relaxed, back relaxed, everything letting go here. Breath still slow and deep. And then push your feet into the floor and start to lift the hips up. Lift the hips as high as they'll go, still keeping legs hip width apart, parallel. You can interlace fingers behind your back and kind of shrug your shoulders underneath you. You might rock side to side a little to get the shoulders under you. Take the hips as high as you can. Come into your full expression of the pose, using all the effort that's necessary to hold this shape, but can you still access ease? Is there anything to let go of here? Can you relax your face? Can the breath be deep? Take your arms out of your way. Roll down and rest. Letting go. And rest here until you feel like coming up again. If you don't feel like coming up again, just enjoy the rest. If you feel like coming up again, you can do bridge, what we just did, half wheel, full wheel, supported bridge, any variation you know or want to try. Each time you come up, stay as long or short as you like. Could be just 1 or 2 breaths, could be a long hold. Whether you're back bending, transitioning, or resting, feeling what you're doing. And each time you rest, really rest. Rest until you feel like coming up again. If you don't feel like coming up again, you can just enjoy being done with that. If you're still back bending, take all the time you need. If you know that you're finished, you can move on to a counter stretch, happy baby, grabbing the soles of the feet on the inside. And this can be done in stillness or with a little rocking. You can keep the legs bent or straighten them one at a time or together. And we are moving towards the end of class, so this is particularly a good time to really take care of your needs. What do you feel like doing? Is there any last pose or stretch? Anything you want to get in before coming into Shavasana? If there is, take your time. As long as you're moving through your active practice, keep your breath deep. And whenever you feel complete, you can start getting your body ready for Shavasana, your final resting pose. And for Shavasana, get as comfortable as you can. If there's props that could make you more comfortable, something under your knees, something to cover up with, if you want to adjust your clothing, little self-massage anywhere. When you are ready to release, do so completely, letting the weight of your body just drop back. You can let go of any control of your breath. Simply releasing into the ease of being. Nothing to do about it. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out through your arms and legs. Bring your knees in, and roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. Not only today, but all the things you do to take care of yourself. You might let that gratitude expand out to the people and circumstances that make it possible for you to be here. And that could extend far and wide. Maybe even sending gratitude and well wishes to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today.